believed in you guys.
Boy, where do we start?
What's up, everybody? We are here at the final round of Formula Drift 2023 at Irwindale, and this is just an insane track. It's the last event of the season. It's our track we got our first win at. We've won championships here, and we've also crashed many times here. It's definitely a checkers of records type track for me. We've gone probably into the wall here more times than all other tracks combined. So it's just, you know, let it all hang out, throw it down. I mean, not to say it happens every year, but yeah, you know, we've crunched up maybe like 4 times in the past. So, but we're looking to not do that this weekend. We're just gonna be going for that win. So, you know, let's finish this year off with on a high note. Outside that, car's ripping, ready to go. It was feeling awesome in Utah. We dialed in our Irwindale setup. So let's get some practice laps today, qualifying later tonight, and get ready for tomorrow.
Well, you're out here looking like a model now. You have to be in the shot.
Yeah, no, we're just chilling. Got a little break. There's been a bunch of crashes, right?
Yeah, a couple. Yeah. Zhao got into it. I think Literal got into it.
Travis got into it.
Yeah. Well, I think DeNofa got into Travis. I mean, yeah, he said that he like lit off on inside too, and he was like, wow, like right at his butt.
Just punched him in there.
Can't Sam surprise. It'd be that way.
Yeah, no, the car's good. It was a little fouled up on the first lap. Second lap cleared up, and waiting for a third.
Chilling, dog. Watching this TV over here.
Yep. HGK TV.
Huh? What? I was like, "Where's Jimmy?" He's like, "He's sleeping."
I was the first one in the shop.
We walk in, the shop is dead silent, and this dude looks like he just like rolled out from underneath the truck. You know what I mean?
I literally did.
Like, what's up? And he's just like, "Oh, I just got up. We were here last night." I was like, "Oh, okay." He was just dead silent in there. And Carlos was like, "You guys work like this?"
Carlos is like, "You just worked with the demons in your head all day?"
That's actually exactly what he said.
Dude, I was like 6 when we painted that truck. It was
6 a.m.
obnoxious.
Oh, it was that morning?
Yeah.
Well, that's also because we went and off for about 6 hours during the day. Literally, we're gone from like 3 to 7, and then they went back to work.
Just 8 hours later. Are you're going back to Nora?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Next week. We leave Wednesday.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
damn.
Something let go. I thought it was an axle because it basically was like, you know, just like full limiter. What probably happened was it blew the dog off of 4th, and knocked it out of gear because all the gears still work. The axles are okay, the diff seems okay, drive shaft's okay, but there's a huge vibration that is RPM related, but the engine sounds fine. All cylinders are firing and everything, so we're like, we're gonna pull the trans out and get a look at it. Trans is probably fine. I bet what it was, the clutch let go, and that's why I thought I broke the axle, because it was like, so it just slipped, it broke something and slipped the piss out of it.
Yeah, but then it like seemed fine when you were driving back to the pit. Or you're saying out
Under,
road.
that's why I was like, it's got to be a broken axle. I'm not going to make this corner.
Yeah.
It's because it all cooled down. I'm going 1 mile an hour, not
And-
putting the beans to
And you're
it.
not putting.
So yeah, I think the clutch like exploded.
What type clutch is in there?
One that's within an SFI housing is all I know.
Oh, this guy can. You're supposed to plug it. It's the best clutch ever.
Not a brakes. Still has been in there all year.
Still
so.
the best clutch ever.
The OS clutch has been doing really well for us.
Pretty well.
I said really.
Oh. Okay.
Vibration's still there, and it
No.
kind of makes sense why when I went in and like let go,
Yeah.
how I thought it was like drivetrain related because I think something snapped.
Great.
Maybe we like sheared some teeth on that, like
That
lost
outer
half the
piece.
plates.
Yeah, right.
You know, and so it just went, just slipped the hell out of it.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Hopefully.
You want to open it and look? Might as well.
Competed in 2004 back in the day, has always campaigned a Nissan with a Nissan motor.
Yeah.
The only driver that has been in the same chassis since day one. Not same chassis,
Yeah.
but same manufacturer, both chassis and engine. Chris, of course, Forsberg, and that all-new Nissan Z NOS energy drink on those GT radial tires. Here we go. Into that first outside zone. Like I said, he might have the most turn and burns and runs on this track. Into that second outside zone, you can see him tapping the brakes there. Into this final inside clip and dialing in and past. Boom, there it is in that last outside zone. A busy man. He's been campaigning, building off-road trucks. I know he's going to race Nora. He's just a busy man. He's been doing a lot of different things. So excited to see what this year has to come in the coming year.
Yeah, good initiation there from Chris Forsberg, although it didn't bring him out to the wall probably the way he wanted to. And then starts to make up for it here through that transition. Great job getting the car settled as he transitions back out to outside zone 2, holding it on there. You can see him just kind of like maybe barely touching that front, or touching the brake as the lights flicker on and off. But that the path that he set between inside clip 2 and outside zone 3 is really good. It's a nice linear approach, but that first outside zone is where I think he could have made up a lot of those points. And the judges do weigh that zone pretty heavy because it does make up a large section of the track. But if you watch here, when he starts to come off the wall and goes to inside clip 2, and then it just has a really, really nice line just to the edge of outside zone 3. So, and the judges but the track moved outside zone 3, I believe, 6 feet. You know, they've always played around at the ending.
Yep. 82.33 and 82.33 for Chris Forsberg. Let's see, averaging out on the X Factor points 1. So again, he's going to be locked and loaded. 1 and done.
Rotate over, and so I gave it a hit on the e-brake like I do sometimes, and it just snapped it.
Kind of sounded like too much roll, not enough response.
Yeah, I guess so. You know, because like I will throw the handbrake in that transfer sometimes to really help like set it in, and yeah, that time it was like I was coming down on the power, and it did a slow rotation. It didn't snap over like I wanted it to, so I hit the brake, and it just like really brought it around. The car definitely feels fast. It was like fast up on the bank. Yeah, we'll just get back out there and run it. Get through that center section like we were talking about yesterday, just a big angle. Just a little too much that time. Compared to the first lap, I mean, you can see the difference.
No, I think that looked real good. Looks like you were laying back a little bit going into the bank. And then you had a real good like anticipation of that odd transition. Both transitions around inner clip 1. It looked pretty odd from up here up in front of you, so that was really good. And yeah, just like right at the end you fell off a little bit, but that could be also trying something different around inner clip 2. It looked like there's a bump when you come off the small bank after inner 2 that looks like it upset the car a little bit.
Yeah, we started to lose the tire like going through that corner with them, and so as I was like trying to get the car to make the corner, he kind of pulled a little away from us. But yeah, at the beginning of the bank, that was just straightaway. Like, you know, I was like kind of trying to get going, and he just felt like he was taking forever, and then he kind of like squeezed up away from us down the straight. Good.
Just for your information, Simon Olsen just went like 2 or 3 cars before you, and your times were pretty much identical.
Brian, I mean, you give us your perspective, but from where I was standing at down here, it looked better, but you could still see the check going down to get that inner clip, but the car will still go down there. I mean, it looks pretty good still. Man, very few people, I mean, I don't know, you guys will probably tell me otherwise, well, from like the qualifying runs I watched yesterday, very few are like filling all of outer 2 and getting the zone, or inner clip 1 completely and getting outer 3 smoothly. It's like, something's got to give. Most people that are doing it smoothly are kind of blowing inner 1 by like 2 car lengths. I mean 2 lines, not car lengths. Which just kind of opens the pocket to dig in there. So it's like, I'm trying to make sure we hit that clip, but we're kind of checking up too much in the process to fill all of outer 2 and get it and get back out. So it's like, it's weird. I mean, they said in the driver's meeting, yeah, we kind of blew it. That should be like 10 feet out, but too late now.
It's all that extra power.
Extra boost, brother.
Big
Put
turbos.
big turbos on, man.
Put big turbos on, that's what happened.
Oh, that's a great placement for a hose clamp, brother. Sarcasm is non-existent.
Tight, feels good?
Yeah.
Double check those other ones too.
How was practice, Chris?
It was solid. First lap was terrible. Second lap was okay. Third and fourth were great. What else do you want from me? We're good. Beecham up first. He's looking good, but he didn't run all day today, so I'm not sure what that's all about. So I don't know if he's going to be on point or not. I don't like that type of stuff. You know, is that your car broken? You're not running on purpose? Is it all good now?
Which one of these things is the problem? It's like what prison does to you.
All right, Chris the Force Forsberg. This gentleman has definitely been busy, recently engaged to his lovely fiancée, Liz. Also, he has a new eBay show.
Yeah.
I mean, he's racing off-road next weekend. I mean, if you haven't watched his eBay show, be sure to check it out. So, Chris the Force Forsberg, 3-time champion, going against Trenton Beecham, who has definitely progressed and risen. Most recently at Utah, really stepped it up. Had some troubles on his first run, but his second run was blazing. It was like a 80-something. Definitely would have been high, but a little too late. Here we go, Chris the Force Forsberg, and that all-new NOS Energy Nissan Z. GT radials, absolutely ripping. Trenton Beecham. Next in tires, Clone X. LS-powered BMW. Pass that inside clip. Trenton Beecham dives in from the inside. Chris Forsberg, probably more turns on this track than anybody in Formula Drift history. Now past that inside clip and hitting that lily pad. Boom, exactly what we'd expect from Chris Forsberg. Beecham dropping back quite a bit.
Yeah, taking a look here, I mean, Chris gets a great job out of the hole, and I know Beecham was working through some gearing and electrical and charging issues earlier this weekend, but he isn't able to dive in at the correct moment. He gets a little bit early, has to hesitate to fall back, and that does push him back. That being said, Chris Forsberg out front doing a phenomenal job through this transition, able to get the car pointed. Beecham then cuts in and then tries to get the car to settle back in, but banging off the rev limiter that whole time, doesn't quite have the gearing that he needs in the chase right now with Chris Forsberg, who's been looking faster and faster, and Forsberg is going to have to hold that car back. So having a fast car is great in the lead, becomes a little bit more challenging in the chase. So.
And he brought that up during your podcast. He's like, hey, can we stop? Like these cars are going to the moon.
Wild.
Yeah, they're going to the moon. Yeah. All right, here we go. Trenton Beecham out front, as you said. Can he dial it in? Get Chris Forsberg, his new eBay show, Race Car Revival. Check it out on YouTube. As Trenton Beecham initiates, big angle, Chris. You talk about, overcooking it, but I think he might temper it back and then just start to reel him in, and there he is, dropping right into formation. Past an inside clip, here goes Beecham into that second outside zone. Chris dives in, again, a 3-time champ. Beecham, massive angle there, and great placement of that car. And Chris just right there, good proximity. That's a big exhale.
That's a big exhale. This is veteran driving at its best. I mean, Chris Forsberg has been around a long time, and this is veteran driving. He let Beecham get away from a little bit, knowing that he could pick up the speed. This transition, so tight in there. And then watching Beecham now, just banging off the rev limiter the whole time. Chris doing a good job to keep the proximity, but not getting so close that if something happens with Beecham, he's not able to correct. Like I said, it's just veteran driving. This is how you play this smart. Some of the guys that are maybe younger or newer to this, they want to dive in and bang the door and be super aggressive. Chris knows that this is as much about getting around the track and finishing your run as it is about, being impressive and having a lot of proximity. He does it where it counts. Header zone 2. It's just very, very smart driving.
Yeah, he really kind of does that. Especially in Seattle, you see Chris do that. He just really sinks in the sword there towards the end. So
very
here we go,
slow.
Chris Forsberg. Trenton Beecham. And here we go. Let's make it official. Chris Forsberg gets the win.
sick. Yeah, it's top 16 intros. Talking about some guy, Ryan Turk, never heard of him. Gonna hang out, get our little names called out, feels good. Kick off this party tonight. So it's we're going up against Simon Olsen. Championship implications on the line, not for me, but for him. So that's fun. We get to play a little bit in this pond. Yeah, we're feeling good. Car's good. He's super fast, but you know, I know we got it. He's either going to feel the pressure, you know, maybe not be fully on point, or he's going to be 100% eyes on the prize and unstoppable to the final. So we're not quite sure what we have yet for an opponent. So we'll see. We'll know real quick. I'm not even sure if he qualified ahead of us or not, so I'm not even sure who leads first. So we'll find out.
Flashbang! Flashbang!
Larry.
Yeah.
Larry's light.
Why is your product so good?
Dude, yeah.
Light's so good, bro.
Let's do this! I always believed in you guys. All the shit I've ever said, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Wow.
I take back everything.
You got a team shirt? No, I would be in big trouble if I put that shirt on. I really wish I could put a team shirt on in every battle on the way out, all the way. Chris is going to take him out right now anyway, though.
This day one driver, Chris the Force Forsberg, has been competing since 2004, three-time champion. Simon Olsen making the jump. He parks his Mark V Supra that he's been campaigning for a few years and joins forces with Odi Bakshi. Here are the repercussions. Here are the scenarios. If Chris Forsberg beats Simon Olsen, Chelsea DeNofa will be your 2023 Formula Drift champion. Formula Drift folklore is being created once again. Chris the Force Forsberg in the all-new NOS Energy Drink Z against the Fuel Suspension GT Radial Ineos Oil S15. Chris Forsberg initiates into that first inside bank. Quickly gets to that wall, sticks it high. Simon Olsen now, a little wavering there, and not being thrown off by Chris Forsberg. Big angle by Forsberg, passing initiation into that second outside zone. Here comes Forsberg and Olsen. Now Forsberg will navigate past that second inside zone. There goes Olsen. Surges an attack, has to straighten out, makes a correction, and they both cross the finish line. Ryan?
Nice run, Chris. Simon was cheating the line on the banking for about half the big bank to try to keep up with you. He was about 2 car lengths back, and he did it again going into the inner bank. So you got an advantage. I wouldn't say a huge one, but definite advantage.
Chris Forsberg did a tremendous job. It's a nice snap initiation, and he's on a mid-high line all the way up on the bank for the majority of the bank. That was one of the things that a lot of drivers got deductions for yesterday. Huge angle through inside clip number 1, and again, sticks into the deepest part of outside zone 2. Most of the time through this run, we're seeing Simon Olsen not in the pocket, not fully pushing the pace, a little bit lower on the line. Forsberg has put himself as Chelsea DeNofa's best friend after run number 1.
Yep, and that's it. You know, I mean, it's not over just yet. You can hear the dialogue. Come on, Foresttown, says Chelsea DeNofa. He is the biggest, the mayor of Foresttown. Here we go. Chris the Force Forsberg chasing down Simon Olsen. Simon Olsen needs to win. Chris Forsberg, if he gets the win, Chelsea DeNofa is your 2023 champion. Simon Olsen looking strong, really high. Here comes Chris Forsberg. Chris the Force Forsberg transitions past the inside clip. Simon Olsen pulling away. Watch Chris Forsberg slowly inch his way. Both of them dragging bumper on the outside zone too. Is this the run for glory for Forsberg and Chelsea DeNofa?
Pretty fast on the lower. What do you think overall?
It depends on what the judges are going to think is more important. You definitely had a much more flowy chase. He did kind of gap you towards the end there. When you're running out of tire.
Right here, Forsberg starts off pretty good, and then after a little bit, you can see he's climbing up here, he keeps the pace on. That's a pretty good execution on the big bank, but then he gets a little bit of separation here from Olsen. He's still back on the line, so he's driving the appropriate line for Olsen. And as we take a look at this last little section here, you can see a little bit of a gap developing. I think Forsberg had a tremendous lead run. The chase run was pretty good. Now, tremendous plus pretty good versus what Olsen did. Is it enough to move it forward? Did the scale slide over to Chris Forsberg enough to determine that he wins here and Chelsea DeNofa is your champion? Or does Simon Olsen keep moving forward in the bracket?
The story, the outcome here will decide. The winner, if it's Simon Olsen, the championship is still alive. If Chris Forsberg gets the win, Chelsea DeNofa is your 2023 champion. Patiently or unpatiently. Here we go. Here we go.
Oh my gosh.
Again, if Chris Forsberg gets the win, Chelsea DeNofa is your 2023 Formula Drift champion. Chris Forsberg unanimously gets the win, and that means Chelsea DeNofa in the Pennzoil Mustang RTR Spec 5 FD is your 2023 Formula Drift champion.
RTR is your best friend right now.
Sir, we need a shirt change.
I know. Thanks, Forsberg. I knew you had it. Doylestown, D-Town down.
The quick play-by-play.
I don't know. I went and raced my damn car. Weren't you watching?
Yeah, dude.
No, that was awesome. That was our big one for the night. But we still got more to go. I don't want that to be our big hooray, and then we let our guard down because I've done that in the past. So just trying to stay focused. We still want to get on the box. Still want to get a win. It's awesome to be a part of that. Yeah, I mean, the car's doing great. I'm feeling great. We're putting that thing on the wall in the lead every single run. We're just trying to do tire management to have enough tire in the chase. That's our biggest thing right now is, getting a killer lead run, but conserving tire for the chase. I'm trying not to buzz the tires off so we have grip all the way through that last inside clip. That's why we're kind of losing it. So doing what we can.
And Nick Noback, he advances on after a couple one more times. Here we are, another generational gap here. A day oneer, 2004, compared to a driver that jumps up into pro a few years ago. Nick Noback, he making a name for himself. #1 qualifier, score 92. Didn't come easy getting here to the great 8. But Forsberg, taking out Trenton Beecham earlier. And then going against Simon Olsen, taking him out. Chris the Force Forsberg, piloting that all-new NOS Energy Nissan Z GT radial tires. Here we go. Nick Noback initiates. Forsberg jumps up that VR-powered Z. Oh, no! The wall consumes another vehicle. That was...
Noback's got to finish.
Noback does have to finish. That was just what happened there. Like he got squirrely and just jumped up. And look at this, Noback. Formula Drift, and look at this.
Yeah, I think this is just a matter of Forsberg trying to stay close to a slower vehicle and Noback surging forward, the front wheels gripping up right here. He's going to start going forward, the front end is going to wash out. He actually saved it really well. The car looks like it didn't sustain too much damage, but obviously it will be an incomplete for Chris Forsberg.
Yeah, that front right. Let's see. Looking at some body language, obviously just taking a look. Yeah, I think you're right. He tried to attack. Look, he's on the brakes. Yeah. See how much Chris is on the brakes? He's like, dude, I don't know, it felt like he's like, go. And unfortunately, Nick was going. He didn't see brakes on for Noback. Make some noise for Chris the Force Forsberg, everybody. 3-time Formula Drift champ. Thumbs up from him. We'll see if we can get it back together as we got to clean up here on aisle 1.
up.
Try to grab the e-brake to get back out. It's all good. It's not the first time I've done that. Down here, get back on the power. Just like
I know. Yeah. The same thing happens to me. I start loosening up every lap.
Sorry. Ah, it's all good, man. Yeah. Sorry for you.
Sorry for you.
Yeah, no, we're feeling real good.
Yeah.
And like I was like, dude, we'll be able to stick it to him. He's not that fast, but that was like mentally slow. Mentally slow.
And you can hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys, beer later?
Yeah.
Lorette Nickel is with the 3-time champ.
Unfortunately, this is how the 2023 season ends, Chris, and I'm so sorry. But out on the track, what happened there?
Well, it's like I told you earlier, it's a checkers or wreckers type of event. And, you know, we're feeling really good, really on it. The doing great. The boys gave me a really killer setup. But, yeah, I just really did not anticipate Noback to be as slow on the bank entry as he was. And I was first fighting the car off with a handbrake. It kind of came down the bank, so I started to get on the left foot to try and get it back up and into the pocket. And I was just so loaded up on it, pulled the front end out from under me, and just too wound up. So we were running the same setup all weekend, so I thought it was going to be proper. But anyway, it was, you know, went out swinging, and, you know, it's still a great year for us. You know, we're really happy with, you know, our overall performance, and just want to thank, you know, DeNofa's Energy Drink and GT Radio. I know they're up there having a great time, you know, watching, you know, the guys go out there and try and battle to get that championship cup tonight for the tire championship. So, you know, at least Noback's part of the crew, so we're still pushing on. FD Irwindale 2023 season didn't really come to the end that we wanted. However, you know, as I did say before, it's a checkers to records type of weekend. You really gotta just put it down. And we got into the top 8. Well, going back, rewind, top 16. Super exciting battle. We had Simon Olsen, who was pushing for a potential championship, and we had to go against him. And if we won, Chelsea DeNofa would win the championship if, you know, we beat Simon, and then that kind of would finish his, you know, potential chance to get it. So it was kind of cool to be a part of, you know, championship deciding battle. That's never happened to me before. So we went out and threw it down, and yeah, I mean, I don't know if Simon wasn't really on his game or we were feeling really good, but yeah, we got the win. RTR team was pumped, they're stoked, cheers in, partying, and so you know, went over, congratulate those guys, and you know, I knew that we still had more work to do, but it was cool to be a part of that experience. And then going into top 8, we had Nick Noback, who was looking pretty smooth, pretty solid, and I saw that, you know, Castro was pretty quick and he was struggling with him. He went 3 times against him. They went 2 more times together, so 6 laps total. Eventually Castro crashed out, and then we had to go against Noback. We did not put any extra grip into our car, anything. Ripped down the straight, flick up into turn 1, and immediately it's like car drives right in on him. Big e-brake check, car kind of like, you know, slides, comes down a little bit, back on the throttle, drives back up, get back on the brake, comes off again, get back on, and realize that like this isn't gonna work. I go for like the left foot brake to try and like slow the car down and keep it sideways. And as I do that, the front basically locks up, pulls the front end in, and pushes us right into the wall. So it was just trying to control a car that was, I don't even want to say too hooked up, but just one that had a lot of rear grip over the competitor that we were facing. And so, you know, while I was trying to manipulate the car, it didn't work out. Put the car into the wall. I mean, it's already fixed, already back together. It's just a couple control arms, but that ended our night, which is unfortunate. And then going on, then Turk crashed out behind him, and Odie kind of messed up behind him. So it was just a pace issue, I guess you could say. So worked out in the long run because Noback is on the GT Radio program, and he and Odie making it to the final solidified the GT Radio Tire Cup championship. So it's the first time GT Radio has ever won the Tire Cup, so they're stoked, they're happy, and it's great to be a part of that team. and to be a part of, you know, a monumental win for a manufacturer coming into Formula Drift. So it was awesome. It's a great year. Congrats again to GT Radio, and we got some work to do. We got trucks to build because we're going to Mexico in 3 days.